Good morning.
Good morning. I was just thinking we need it to be like rock around the Christmas tree music.
I know. Well, maybe next week for Christmas Eve, I will think to grab my rocking around the Christmas tree music that I can.
Yeah, because you don't have anything else going.
I'm not busy or anything. It's okay.
No, not at all.
But we need some Christmas music. And I guess, we're going to have to find 100-year-old Christmas music so that we don't get copyrighted. I'll see if I can.
But everybody would run away, so.
We could just sing.
You can sing. I will just pretend.
Oh my goodness. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Wellness Wake Up Weekly. Woo woo. Today we are talking about winter blues and mood support, which is a very, winter blues is a very common issue that a lot of us have.
Yes, it is very common, and it is actually a medical thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're experiencing this, it's not in your head.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So first of all, drop a comment and let us know if you notice if your energy starts dipping or you start to get sad or even angry when it starts getting shorter days, when it's dark out earlier. Well, you can drop the word sad in the comments if winter affects your mood too, because it definitely affects many people's mood. And before we go much deeper, we should introduce ourselves. So you can go first, Christine. Go
Yes,
ahead.
I'm in Lunceford. I am in North Central Arkansas. I am the mama to 4 Jack Russells, and I don't remember how many chickens. I know that's terrible. I want to say 8. So, yeah, and an Empower You coach. So my goal is overall wellness.
Yeah, and I just noticed that we are wearing red and green. How festive are we? We didn't even plan this.
I know. I forgot I had this shirt, and I was like, oh, green. That works. And I have my earrings. So
very good. I have my snowflake earrings on.
Oh, I should have worn mine. I have long ones.
Next week. I have to prepare next week. Okay. So
Carrie, don't forget, introduce yourself.
Yeah. So I am Carrie Marie Vaughn, and I am an Unstickify Your Life coach. I am married to my high school sweetheart. We have 3 adult children. I am so excited. In less than a week, I'm going to have all my babies at home under one roof. So excited for this. And we also have 3 cats. Plus, right now, we have our 3 grandkitties and our grandpuppy living with us too. So we've got a full house. We are way outnumbered by the animals right now. So anyway, we are, and I'm in upstate New York, if I didn't mention that already. It is still very snowy here. It has not melted. Like, this is a first for our area. Usually we will, early on November, December, we'll get a snowstorm, and then a day or 2 later it melts away. And then we'll get more snow, and then it melts away. But this has been here for like 2 weeks now, which is so crazy. I have heard it's supposed to warm up the end of this week though. And I'm kind of hoping it doesn't melt it away, because I'm like, here it is so close to Christmas. I kind of want I want there to be a white Christmas. So
yeah, well, and it makes it muddy and gross, and you go walking in the woods like I know you like to do. Okay, so it's gonna be 63 here today.
Wow. That is definitely not December weather. At least not in my area.
No, it is definitely not. So
oh, and before we go too much farther, so a couple weeks ago, Christine and I were talking about goals and not having to overhaul everything. And we decided on a whim that we would like to have our own little SMART goal setting session. And if you missed that whole episode, feel free to go back and watch it, because we did talk about what SMART goals are. And we decided, hey, we should plan some things out for the new year together, instead of doing full on, like we were talking about, full on overhaul of everything of your entire life and setting these big giant goals that are impossible to accomplish. We're going to be starting SMART goal setting. So we decided, hey, we might as well do it with you. So
Yes.
you can join us. And so we finally did set a day and time. We don't have the Zoom link yet. I have to still set that up. But if you want to join us, it's obviously free. It's just going to be us. It's going to, you can bring your cookies or a drink or whatever. Like we're going to just hop on together, probably about a half hour to an hour of time, depending on how many of us are on, how we get chatting. We can chat. But we want to make sure that we are that we're setting up some awesome goals and helping to hold each other accountable and things like that. So put on your calendars Friday, January 2nd at 12:30 p.m. Eastern or 11:30 a.m. Central. So basically it's like a Friday lunch session, lunch and learn. And if you do let us know ahead of time that you want to join us, obviously we'll send you the Zoom link, and we'll also send you a worksheet that you can fill out ahead of time that will help us while we're in the session so that you'll know exactly what your goals are for the year so that we can start setting these SMART goals around your larger goals.
Yes.
So
anyway, going to Quitter's Day.
Yes, exactly.
If this is a video, go back and watch and you'll figure out what Quitter's Day is. I just still think that's funny. But anyway.
I know. And also, if you are just hopping on, please be sure to say hello, drop a comment, let us know where you are watching from. We want to give you a little shout out. If we see your comments, we will put them up on the screen. So that is if I remember to look there.
Me too. I'm like,
yeah. But yes, be sure to say hello.
Yes.
And so let's talk a little bit about why we're here today. So we're talking about winter and the shorter days, the darker days, and how it impacts our mood.
Yes. And we had you type in the comments SAD. SAD is actually the technical name for it, and it is Seasonal Affective Disorder. So it actually has a name. It took me a while to remember what it meant. I don't know if
I've heard the term, but that makes sense.
Yes. And it is from less sunlight. It disrupts sleep cycle. It actually has a name. It took you what? What was that?
That was us.
Okay, cool. I was like, what was that?
We're getting feedback.
More time indoors, which can, for some people, be very depressive. And then holiday stress. And honestly, I think a lot of times people they may not feel it for Christmas. Because have you ever had the Christmas high and then after Christmas you crash?
Yeah, then it's that like everything has been all about Christmas. It's kind of like weddings too. You know what I mean? Like everything is built up to this one day, and then all of a sudden when it's over, you're just like, it's over. Everyone has to leave, and it's not decorated anymore. Whatever, it's just that weird lull after.
Yes. So I'm curious for everybody that's watching, which part of winter? Okay, if you love winter, by all means, please post winter. But if you are not a fan of all of the things of winter, what is it that affects you the most? Is it the cold? Which obviously, if you're anywhere near me, can't use cold as an excuse. It's 64 today. But is it the darkness? Is it the stress? Or is it all three? Because I know a lot of people are not into Christmas. And I have always been into Christmas, and I haven't been this year. So that's a whole nother topic. But today's is stress. So Carrie Marie, how about you? Do you experience this?
So a little bit, especially, being that my girls live so far away from me and they're only home for a short time. So I feel like it's that time while they're home the entire time, not just Christmas, but the entire time they're home is busy. We're doing things. We're really enjoying time together. And then it's like after they leave is when I'm like, my babies are gone and it's just cold out.
Now, I know that you go out and walk. I know that is a big part of your life.
I bundle up a lot because I am so cold in the winter, usually, although these days there's been some hot flashes. But anyway, for the most part, I am freezing. My toes are cold. My fingers are cold. And so I have to bundle up a lot when I go walking, but I do enjoy walking, even in the wintertime. As much as it's like, it's cold out, it actually makes me feel so much better to be out in nature and just getting fresh air.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you if that was something that does help you. And for me, it does help me also. So, I mean, these are just some of the, I'm going to say mood altering habits you can have, because the goal in this case is to alter that sadness into joy.
Yes.
As Carrie Marie says, bring the joy.
Yes, bring the joy. And I didn't make that up myself. I do always say that, but I actually learned it from Brendan Burchard.
Yeah, well,
so
thank you, Brendan. You're watching. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Brendan. I hope he's watching.
Wouldn't that be awesome? I would love if Brendan Burchard.
He sent me a book one time. It was not even his book. He just gifted me a book, and I was like, oh my goodness.
That is so awesome. You know who else I'd love to have hop on here is Tyler Watson.
Yes, Tyler Watson.
Stuff all the time. But anyway, I digress. So,
and Mel Robbins, I won't.
Yeah.
I would like to.
Lots of people. Hey, if you know them, tag them.
Yes.
Speaking of, if you have a friend that this affects them, please tag them.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And share this on your profile. If you know a lot of people who experience this like winter blues that could benefit from watching this, because we're going to be sharing some tips. But if they could benefit, share it to your profile, share it in your stories, send a message, whatever, get the word out there, because we want to make the whole point of our Wellness Wake Up Weeklies is to spread wellness, spread happiness to as many people as possible, and hope. Really, it's all about hope of, okay, things can be better. We don't have to be stuck feeling like this or experiencing this or whatever it is. Every one of our episodes shares little tidbits of some things that are very, very common. Not only have we experienced it ourselves, but we know many people who have.
Yeah.
So,
and basically all of our episodes are kind of tied together. If you watch any of them, you're going to start to hear things repeated a lot, like taking a walk outside, getting sunshine, moving, breathing. And these are all things that we've talked about for, altering the sadness into joy. So this one, I suck at. I will be perfectly honest. I suck at this one. Community.
So that one, especially because we work from home most of the time, that it is so much easier to just stay in our own little bubble. But you know what? When we can go out and go to an event, let's say. So for instance, our friends own a brewery and they are hosting this weekend. They're hosting an ugly Christmas sweater and karaoke party at the brewery. We're going to go. We're going to be there, because being around other people, especially when you tend to have those winter blues, when you tend to be like, well, this lifts you up. It brings you joy. It brings you happiness to be around the energy of other people, especially when it's for an exciting thing. Community time isn't attending a funeral, by the way.
Although, I don't know. I've had better conversations at funerals than I have at weddings.
True, but it might bring more sadness when you're already sad.
I know. You need to tag your friend, because if there's anybody that's watching that is near Carrie Marie in upstate New York, go check it out, especially if you need that connection. I mean, if you need that community. I mean, how much fun would it be to have ugly Christmas sweater?
I know
an ugly Christmas sweater, but hey, it's your own. I've seen some pretty amazing ones.
Exactly. I know there are some pretty funny ones out there. Literally, you can look on Pinterest for ways of making your own like DIY ugly Christmas sweater. And they're funny. They are very funny.
Okay. So this could, serve a couple different purposes. So we're talking about, even though it doesn't sound like we're running down a list, but mood supporting habits. So being outside, getting sunshine, gentle movement, having healthy foods, deep breathing. So go with Carrie Marie to the ugly sweater contest, and you're going to get community. You're going to get connection. I'm going to guess that there's going to be music and dancing.
Yes.
So
yes.
Those are all
And there's definitely going to be music because we're going to be singing karaoke. Hello. And of course there's going to be dancing. I mean, I dance whenever there's music. So I sometimes dance the music in my head.
I've seen it.
I've literally had, when the kids were younger, I remember I think I was doing something in the kitchen. I'm dancing around and this and that. And I don't remember which one of the kids was just like, why are you dancing? There's no music. I'm like, oh yeah, there is. It's in my head. Hello.
Yeah, I hum a lot. So supplements is another thing. And Carrie Marie and I both utilize several of them. The Adapt, the Ignite. As a matter of fact, I was having that conversation with my sister who's in the other room listening. She may be watching too. I'm not sure. But anyway, she may be watching. Our Ignite has one of the supplements that I have been taking for several years, PEA.
Oh,
Makes
yeah.
a big difference. So,
I like the drive as well because that helps me with hormonal imbalance. And that's sometimes what kind of kicks me into that like funk is if my hormones are out of whack, especially these days. I really love the drive that helps with that so that I don't get such mood fluctuations.
Yes.
So, oh, and gold too. I added in my coffee, actually. I have gold right in here.
Yes.
And that also helps a lot.
Oh, and the Adapt. I am so glad that I joined in at the time that the Adapt came out because wow.
My goodness. Yes. It's so incredible. I mean, if you have never taken Adapt, like, let me just say it's one of a kind. There's no way that you could have how many, 7 or 8 different mushrooms that help your brain to just function properly. Because especially, I don't know, I feel like some people who struggle with focus or with being able to be productive have really benefited from the Adapt. And I have noticed a huge difference. I didn't realize I was even struggling with focus or with productivity because I'm always staying pretty busy. I always have my little checklists and things like that. But I notice a difference from the days that I take it from the days that I don't take it. I am way more focused. It's almost like, I don't know. It's almost like magic, but it's almost like it's like there's a new opening or something like that in my eyeballs of like, okay, I can hone in, I can focus on something a little bit more clear so that I don't get distracted. I don't know. It's very hard to describe. It's hard to put into words what it is like. So anyway, I think it's just magical. And if you want to try out the magic, let us know.
Yeah. Okay. So I just had a good analogy. Think about a window when you're looking out the window and you think, okay, it's a really good view, good picture. And then you clean the window and you went, holy cow, look at what I was missing. So.
Right. Or if you fully open up the window and there's like nothing there and you're like looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yes.
So with that being said, though, first of all, drop a comment and let us know if this is helpful to you and if you're going to start implementing some of these things that we are mentioning. Have you ever tried any of them already and noticed a big difference? Have you noticed that you feel better once you do some deep breathing, once you get together with a friendly, fun get together with friends and family, or maybe being outside in real sunlight, or also the red light therapy? That's super helpful as well, especially when there's not actual sunlight. If it's really dark out, grab out your red light. Or you told me about this other thing.
Yes.
What's it called?
We call it a happy light, but it is actually, it mimics daylight. So it has 10,000 lux is what it is. It's a light therapy lamp. Apparently a lot of people in Alaska use these. So you just turn it on. You don't have to close your eyes. You just sit in front of it. And my sister calls it her happy light. She gave me this one. And I mean, you can see like the pictures down here, this person's doing it. I would guess that's in the morning. I wouldn't do it at night. This one is just sitting working on her computer and it's on. This one's cooking. I mean, you can just have it on.
That's awesome.
You know what? While we're talking, I'm going to take it out of the box and I'll plug it in.
Okay,
See the
awesome.
difference.
Yeah, and also like putting on fun music and dancing. And I think I told you the other day, Christine, about how my Unstickify Your Life Academy, one of the bonuses when you join is I send you some empowering and fun
Music.
playlists
Yes.
of music, so that you can literally just pop on this playlist. It's already all put together, and they're all like they lift you up, they bring up your mood, and you can dance along, sing along if you know the songs, and it just puts you in a happier mood. So
Well, and if
I love listening to that playlist. It makes me happy, and so that's why I put it together, and I wanted to share it with other people. So that's why I
this
have
is
it.
a shameless plug, and Carrie Marie doesn't know I'm going to say this. If you haven't tried her Unstickify, I'm telling you, you need to. Even if you think, okay, so this is the light.
Oh yeah, okay.
And,
so it's not super, super bright, but it's like that glow.
yeah, and you can change the brightness. So you can actually turn it down or turn it up, and you can set the timer on it.
Does it uses certain, like, is it UV or something like that? Like, what does it use to make it so that it's different than a regular light?
It is, good question. That would be a sister.
Maybe you don't know, and that's okay.
I'm
just curious.
It just mimics the sun.
Okay.
It doesn't have the UV light in it, but
it doesn't have UV, so you don't need to wear sunblock.
You don't need to wear sunscreen. It makes a big difference. So anyway.
All right. Also, some other things that I don't think that we talked about, or maybe we did and I just forgot already, but some things that I think are also helpful with boosting the mood, whether or not you're doing those other things that we talked about, but practicing gratitude, like saying out loud and or writing down or telling people what you're grateful for. We kind of forget about it. Sometimes we take things for granted. It's like, I am so grateful for pens. Can you imagine a world without pens? I don't know what I would do. I use them all the time. I'm just so grateful for pens. So it doesn't have to be like, I am so grateful for my job, for my home. Of course you are. And that's wonderful. And you should say that, but also think about the other things that we sometimes take for granted that we just have everywhere. They're just part of our life. And we forget to be so grateful for them. Like a nail file, like how many times have you, yes, water. So thankful for water. So just practicing gratitude, saying it out loud, sharing it with other people, writing it down is so important. It lifts your mood, because think about if you were kind of in a yucky mood and then all of a sudden you started thinking about all the things that you were so grateful for and that you just love so much. You can't possibly stay in that funk of a mood when you're thinking of all of the good things in your life, right? It literally helps to shift things. It is so powerful. And the cool thing is that we can do it whenever we want, anytime of day.
Anytime. And you don't have to write it down, but writing it down is very empowering. I mean,
it is. It helps, and it helps with our mind, because when we write things down, there's something about the mind body connection of like the physical writing it out that is helpful. That's why also it's important when you do want to get things done to write a checklist, because there's something about the physical act of writing down and then checking it off when you're done. So anyway, writing down, and that actually the next thing I was going to mention is the journaling. Journal about things, journal about your thoughts. It can be just getting the negativity out of your brain. If you're just really stressed out about some things, write it down, because holding it inside, keeping it bottled up is not good at all. And there's other things. We could go into this another time. And we've actually already done a whole thing about releasing stress and things like that. But writing things down, or writing down your goals, or just writing down anything that's on your mind, do a complete brain dump. Sometimes we just keep so much going on in our brains that it makes our whole life feel overwhelming and crazy, because there's just so much going on up here. You start writing it down, we're just getting it all out onto paper. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. It can literally be just a mess of anything all over a page. It doesn't even matter. But there's something about the act of writing down your thoughts and your goals and your dreams and your stressors and everything in between that is extremely powerful, and it helps to shift your mood. It helps things not seem so hard anymore, and it lightens your mood. So definitely encourage you to start journaling if you don't already. And keep it near your bed if you want. A lot of the times it's right before bed when our minds feel so full, and that's why we can't sleep well at night.
And I actually read a study, and I saw it several times. Keeping just a notepad next to your bed and a pencil, and you don't have to turn the light on to do this. I know this sounds crazy, but if you have something that is stuck in your head, grab the piece of paper and pencil and write it down. And it doesn't matter if it's legible when you wake up in the morning. Your brain thinks of it as taking it out of your brain and setting it down, and it'll be there when you pick it up in the morning. And I was like, really? Or if you're in a nightmare and you can't get out of it, you can pick up the paper and pencil and you can write it down, and it pulls it out of your brain. I thought that was crazy.
That's awesome. It totally reminds me of a Seinfeld episode.
It totally works. I know, it's crazy. Totally.
Yes, Jerry Seinfeld like had this moment where he thought of this amazing joke that he was going to use in his next set, and so the same thing, he wrote it down in this notebook that was beside his bed. Well, then he couldn't read his own writing, and he's trying to get other people to help decipher it. He's like, I had this great joke, and then by the time he ended up figuring out what it was stupid anyway.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness. All right. What else? Well, first of all, taking breaks. And I can tell you, I sometimes forget as well. And so it's okay if you forget to take breaks, but try scheduling them in, or try setting an alarm on your phone to go off to remind you to take a break, or put up a sticky note, especially if you work on the computer.
Yes.
And you're sitting all day long. Getting up and having some movement, stepping away from the screen, shifting your focus on something else entirely different, even for a few minutes, will actually help you to, first of all, lift your mood. It will help you to be more productive. There's so many benefits that come out of just taking a short break, even if it's 5 minutes or less. Even though it seems like, how could that even benefit me? 5 minutes? Like, I have so much to do. I cannot even step aside for 5 minutes. And what is 5 minutes going to do anyway? No, it does. It makes a huge difference, especially if you can step outside for a little bit, or go for a little walk, or move your body in some way, get a drink of water, whatever
Breathe.
it is. Yeah, breathe. Do some deep breathing.
Say that. So take a break and breathe.
It only takes a couple seconds to do a deep breathe. And it is so beneficial, especially when you can visualize that breath just like going in throughout your body. Have you ever done that before, where you take this deep breath and you visualize like your body just filling up with like little sparkles, or just helping your whole body to feel good and to feel energized, and then you breathe out the stress, to like get it out of there. We don't want it anymore. Breathe out that stress, like super, but you literally visualize it. You visualize that whatever it is that you're stressed about in the moment, you visualize it just going away and like dissipating into the air, and it's no longer a thing that's going to bother you anymore. It's so great.
Yes.
So yes, do that. And the other one too, and I know this is so hard, especially if you were like the go-getter and you're used to doing everything on your own, ask for
And
help.
be specific.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because otherwise it will get frustrating if you're not specific
Yeah,
when you ask for help.
You know, hey, can you take the trash out by noon? Can you take
Yeah, so it can be asking for help in delegating things like that, like stuff that maybe you would be doing that you're like, I just really don't have the time for. I don't have the capacity to do this. I am, at my max. But also asking for help, like let's just say you just can't get something out of your brain, or you're stressed about something. Reach out to a friend. Christine and I do this with each other all the time. We'll like leave a voice message to each other. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a big, long, like, let's schedule a call to talk about our feelings. No, it's not that. We'll leave each other a quick little voice message and like, I just need to get this off my chest right now, or this is what's stressing me out, or what should I do about this, or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, but sometimes when you have a loved one, a friend, a relative, whoever it is, that you know that you can count on each other, and it doesn't matter what you say. Nothing is weird. Nothing is too much. Like, I mean, we've talked about some pretty weird things, but it doesn't matter. There's nothing that's too much because we're such good friends. And so have that person that you can say anything to and it doesn't matter, and that they're not going to take offense by it. They're not going to think you're weird or gross. It doesn't matter. Whatever you say, they're going to be able to help you through that moment because they're that person. And if you need that kind of person, if you don't have a person like that in your life, reach out to us because we both really love helping people. It is one of those things that bring us joy, is to help people. And we do it through our friendships, we do it through our business and our products and our offerings. Like everything that we do it through is in a way to help somebody in some way. So definitely ask for help. If you need help, ask for it because you don't want to keep things on your own. You're not in this alone.
No, absolutely not. And you're not the only one going through it. No matter what you're going through, you're not the only one. Yeah.
So drop a comment and let us know. Now that you've heard of all of these ideas of things, we want to know what's one thing that you are going to start incorporating during this holiday season to just help you have a little peace, protect your peace, and not be so stressed out. We want to know. Go ahead and drop a comment and let us know something that you are going to start incorporating to help you with that. And let's also talk a little bit about some things that are sometimes triggering that maybe you can at least just be aware of that might trigger you to spiral out of control, to spiral into a mood that is yucky, especially when it's dark out, especially when it's cold out, especially when there's so much to do around the holiday season, or that lull after the holidays when all the people go home and all of the gifts have been given, the decorations are starting to come down, the food has been put away, all of that. These are some things to keep an eye out for, to know that they sometimes trigger you and to catch it before it spirals you.
And be aware that a lot of times, I mean, we're talking about SAD, seasonal affective disorder. So a lot of these things that you may go, don't bother me in July, in January, it feels like a 50-pound weight on your head. So just be aware, and overscheduling December and then having nothing in January. I think for some people, especially if they're an extrovert, it's like introverts we're cheering. Yay, I have nothing left to do in January, which isn't the truth. But
calendar.
But an extrovert, that is totally different. And I don't think either one of us likes the word overwhelm, because speaking overwhelm just brings overwhelm. So
we do know that that's sometimes what it feels like. And so you can feel overwhelmed, but you are not overwhelmed. You know, like you don't have to own the thing. You don't have to be angry. You can feel angry about something. So keep that in mind too. But just like those things that seem to trigger you, like the overscheduling or underscheduling, or too many to-dos or not enough to-dos, depending on the kind of person you are. Sometimes you love having things to do. Sometimes you hate having things to do. So depending on what it is that's going to be your trigger.
Yes, and family dynamics. There's lots of family emotions this time of year. Poor sleep.
Yes.
Even though I know it sounds crazy, some people actually get too much sleep this time of year because they think it's dark. I'm just going to sleep 12 hours. Well, it's not really good for you either. So going either direction, not enough or too much, can be different.
Or interrupted sleep. We've talked about sleep before, and we'll probably talk about it again in future episodes. But things. Oh, Alani's going to join me today. There are things that will interrupt your sleep as well, and we won't get into it too much. But it makes it so that you don't get a deep sleep. So when you are sleeping, whether it be for too short of time or too long a time, or even just the right amount of time, if you are constantly tossing and turning and not getting an actual good deep sleep, then that also can be an issue. So keep in mind that.
And SAD does affect that. Too much time inside. It is so easy to get stuck in the I can't go outside. and
Mhm.
it's too cold. It's too this. It's too that. Bundle up.
Yeah,
Like Hillary, bundle up.
coats and hats and gloves for a reason. Like that's why they exist. And so bundle up if it's cold or put on a rain jacket if it's
Mhm.
raining and just get outside even for a little bit, even if it's for a short walk because it is going to be super beneficial for you. And you'll notice all of a sudden that your mood just improves almost immediately when you spend some time outside.
Yeah. It's the sunshine does something, especially when your eyes. Okay, one of the things I love when it's cold out is sitting in my car and letting the sun warm me in my car.
Yeah.
I that just when it's winter time and I feel sad, that's one of the things.
Yeah, sometimes that can get like stifling. Like,
Yeah,
okay, it's time to open the
I
door.
may not be able to do it for long, but yes,
Yes, because it does. It gets really
it does.
really warm in the
Or,
sunshine in
or
your
you
car.
crack
There's
the windows so the breeze is blowing through, so you feel the cool breeze, but you feel, oh yeah,
yeah,
love it, love
yes, and the fresh air is super important too. Fresh air because like when you're spending so much time inside, it's like recycled air. Like you're all breathing the same air all the time.
yes, and
So
yes.
yeah,
So
definitely.
we want to encourage people to set their boundaries. Give yourself some self
Yes.
grace. Don't forget to delegate. You know, a lot of times your family they don't know what you want if you don't communicate it.
Yeah, yeah, you need to be specific and real and specific about your boundaries, specific about delegation, and just specific about needing some space
Mhm.
sometimes. And so, yes, we definitely encourage you to do that. Set those boundaries and be specific about it.
Yes.
And you know what? Yeah, give yourself some grace. You mentioned that, and that's huge. Sometimes we're so hard on ourselves, we beat each other up or beat ourselves up, not each other. Let's hope that we're not beating each other up. Please don't. But we beat ourselves up. We're like, how many times have we said, "Oh, I'm so stupid," or whatever. Like you just say or think these things that are not nice about yourself, and you just do it naturally. Try not to do that. Try giving yourself grace. Try being like, you know what? I didn't mean to do that. And, I'll try not to do that again, but it's okay. Like I learned a lesson from whatever it was, or it's okay. I'll get through this. Whatever it is, try giving yourself grace. Try nice talk to yourself.
Turn it around. And if you need help with that, you can contact either one of us. We have different
Mhm.
methods and different approaches, but either one of us can support you in that.
Yes. Alana, you look so pretty today. I was just noticing how pretty she is.
I kicked the dogs out. I don't actually have a dog in here at the moment.
Yeah, I don't have a dog in here right now, but I do have
Okay.
Alana in. She loves joining me for Zoom calls. Like we're not using Zoom actually. We're using what is this?
Stream.
Restream?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're using Restream right now, but she loves anytime I'm on any kind of call, she's like, "Can I join you? I want to be part of
Yeah, she's
this."
very pretty.
So, yeah, she's such a pretty girl.
Yeah.
All right. So, the other thing too, if you are just hopping on a little bit later and you were not watching in the beginning, we mentioned that Christine and I are going to be getting together on Friday, January 2nd at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central to set ourselves up with some SMART goals. It'll be a little goal design session, and we wanted to invite you to join
Yes.
us. And, there's no cost or anything like that. It's going to be super casual. Bring snacks, bring a drink. And if you let us know ahead of time that you do want to join us, we can even send you a little worksheet that we'll be using to help us to kind of figure out our big goals so that then we can create these SMART goals with those in mind.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah, just let us know. Drop the word SMART if you want to join us for that session because we'd love for you to join us. We'd love to have you with us and to help us to set up some SMART goals so that we don't get to quitter's day and have quit on
And I'll
ourselves.
quit. Yes, let's not do that. Yes. So basically, to wrap up, because of course, as usual, we go over time. Winter blues are common, and it is actually a medical thing. SAD, seasonal affective disorder. I found out that I had it through a DNA test. I just always thought I was just lazy in the winter, and that's not what it is. Small habits can really be supportive, whether it is mentally that you're fighting it, physically, all of the things. And natural tools, use the natural tools. We talked about supplements. Carrie Marie takes walks in the woods. I take walks to the chicken coop or the greenhouse. That's one place I like to go in the winter because I can go in the greenhouse and it's like 70 degrees when it's 20 degrees outside. It's awesome. And I get all the sunshine in there, so I don't have to freeze. So curious for everybody. I know what Carrie Marie and I do, but what are you going to do to improve your experience of having SAD? So what's one mood supporting habit that you'd like to try this week?
Yeah, let us know. I have a dog in here now. Otis, what are you doing? I don't know if you can even see
I
him,
love
if he's
Otis.
on the
I want Otis.
I am so happy. I have the best grand dog ever. He is so sweet, and he joins me a lot for my walks in the woods. I can't imagine going for a walk without him now. Like I said to Dylan, I'm like, when you guys get your own place again, I am gonna have to just come to your house and take him for walks every day.
Or keep him. Sorry, this is his.
He would be so mad. Oh, and all right. So yes, we want to remind you again about the SMART goal setting session that we're going to do on January 2nd. Let us know if you want to join us for that. But the other thing that's so fun. So normally we're teaching you some things. That's what our sessions are, of like, talking about relatable things that we all experience and some ways that you can get over them. But next week is going to be so much fun. First of all, next week is Christmas Eve. Can you believe it is in 1 week from today? It's Christmas Eve. Like this year, this month is like just flying by. But anyway, 1 week from today is Christmas Eve. We are going to do a very special Wellness Wake Up Weekly session where we're not going to be teaching you anything. Sorry, but we're not. We are going to be talking specifically about fun Christmas traditions or holiday traditions if you don't celebrate Christmas.
Yes.
I'm sure that there are other holidays that you still hear about your traditions. We're going to be sharing some of our favorite things that we just love to do during the holidays. And we encourage you to join us and share about some of your fun family traditions as well. Some things that you love to do year after year after year that you just look forward to. And it'll be a short session because we know that everyone's busy doing things with family. And I actually have to scoot to go get my daughter from the airport.
Well, we might actually stay on time. Like our 30-minute call today is like 42 minutes long.
Yes. And we'll definitely be quick. It'll be a very quick session.
Because you got a time thing. So
I do. I have to leave for the airport and I will not miss that. I am going to be scooting right out of here. So we're going to be doing a short session next week, but it will be fun. So please join us for our special Christmas Eve edition of the Wellness Wake Up Weekly. And in the meantime, have an awesome week and we will see you soon.
All right. Bye.